Hello, everyone. World Cup draw, it's in the books, it's all done. I'm still digesting it all, but I've been waiting for this for a long time now, and the World Cup is taking shape. Can't wait for it to get going. Now, this is going to come as a shock to so many of you, especially if you watch my simulation videos, but people are confused about what happened in pot three, and there are some interesting conspiracy theories floating around, some interesting explanations about why what happened, especially as it relates to Uzbekistan. So, there's two ways to explain this. The popular theory that I see floating around on Twitter is that Rio Ferdinand rigged the draw. The draw was rigged AF, says Johnny Bunch of Numbers and everyone who follows him. Look, as we all know, Rio is very, very good mates with Cristiano Ronaldo. He's taken it upon himself to place Uzbekistan over the group they should have gone into, France's group, and place them into Portugal's group because Rio has the power. He can do whatever he wants when he's up there hosting that draw. If he puts somebody in the wrong group, nobody, not Gianni Infantino, not Donald Trump, nobody has the power to correct him. There's another explanation, though. I'm going to walk you through it right now. And this, it's not as exciting as the one that we just read about on Twitter, but this is the correct one. So bear with me. Pots 1 and 2 got drawn out. Nothing complicated there. So we're going to start this in pot 3. So there is a scenario in play as it relates to this particular playoff winner here, FIFA winner number 2, to be contested between Iraq, Bolivia, and Suriname. The rules of the draw stipulate all potential geographic clashes had to be taken into consideration for the playoff winners. So that means this playoff spot needs to go into a group that doesn't have a team from the Asian Confederation, from CONMEBOL, South America, or from CONCACAF, North America. In addition to that, Oceania doesn't come into the draw until pot 4, the same pot as the playoff winner. So Oceania is out of the equation as well. So that means the only scenario that works is a group with 2 European sides and 1 African side. So going into pot 3, let's bring our pot 3 teams over. There's a scenario in play here, and I'm going to show it to you here. We're going to look for the African sides first that were drawn from pot 2. So Morocco's in with Brazil. That doesn't work. But France and Senegal are in the same group. Let's highlight them. So one scenario that would work would be to place either of our 2 European sides from this pot, that's Norway and Scotland, potentially into that group. We do the inverse with the African sides that are in pot 3 as well. So we scan through our draw, look for groups that have got 2 European sides in them already. There's only one of them right down the end here in Group L, England and Croatia. So let's highlight all of our African pot 3 sides: Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa. The rules of the draw in pot 3 are we pay close attention to the rules of geographic separation, so no more than one side from any confederation in any group, the exception to that being Europe. Two European sides are allowed in any group. And we also need to make sure that at the end of this pot, at least one of these highlighted teams is in one of these highlighted groups, so that FIFA playoff winner number 2 has a valid group to go into when they're drawn. And here's how it went down. First team drawn was South Africa, so they get the opening match in Group A. Then Qatar went into Group B. Paraguay was drawn out next. They had to skip over Group C because Brazil's in that group, so they get opening match in Group D with the USA. Cote d'Ivoire also skips Group C because Morocco is in that group, so they go into Group E. That removes them from the constraint. Same again for Tunisia. They skip Group C, go all the way over to Group F. Same again for Egypt. Skipping Group C because it's got an African side, they go into Group G. So that removes them from the constraint as well. Now we finally draw somebody that we can place into Group C. That's Scotland. So that removes them from the constraint as well. They take the final spot in Group C. Saudi Arabia is drawn next. They take Group H. Now Algeria. They can't go into Group I because that's also got an African side in it, so they take Group J, removing them from the constraint. And because that's our last African side in Pot 3, that also removes Group L from that equation as well. So there's only one group left that we can fill this constraint, so we have to hold it for Norway. But the next team drawn is Uzbekistan, and this seems to be what everyone's confused about. Yeah, if there wasn't a constraint in play here, Uzbekistan could have easily gone into Group I. There was no rule violation there. But because of the 2 European and 1 African team constraint, they instead move over to Group K. So it's got nothing to do with rigging the draw. It's got nothing to do with Cristiano Ronaldo. Panama was drawn next. Again, for the same reason, they can't go into Group I either. So they go into Group L with England and Croatia. And Norway, the last drawn, gets placed into what I think is the group of death. 2 European sides, 1 African side, France, Senegal, Norway, tough group. Now, go and check the final draw. You won't be surprised to see where FIFA 2 side ended up, right here in Group I. That's why it was done. No draw rigging, no Rio getting, dishing out favors to his friends. Just the pre-stated rules of the draw. I will say Rio did a very, very good job throughout the draw of explaining everything that was going on, but he didn't explain this. He just merely said that there were constraints or factors, and moved on. So this is why it happened. No conspiracy theories, just the basics of the draw, ensuring that there were no geographic clashes. Guys, what did you think of the draw? Did you enjoy it? Did you understand that when it happened? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Take care. Good night.